I'll now go to Ms. Schrier, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, witnesses. I would love to discuss the transformer shortage that every single utility in my district has experienced and is frustrated with. The transformer supply chain issues in consideration here today are having very real consequences for my constituents, power companies, businesses, all over my 10,000 square mile district. As we've heard from my colleagues on both sides of this room, lacking access to transformers has forced utilities to delay projects, cancel projects. Really, it's now hampering security and opportunities for economic growth. This includes residential and commercial pursuits, like new affordable housing or clean energy projects. It also makes existing infrastructure vulnerable in the case of storms and other emergency events like wildfires, which have become more prevalent and will continue to be even more prevalent given a change in climate. It even is impacting our ability to establish the network of EV charging stations, as Mr. Guthrie was just referring to, that we are going to need in order to support so many more electric vehicles on the road. And these utilities, they are hard at work. They are repairing and reusing what they can. They're refurbishing old transformers. They're just scraping to get by. And I want to give just a real-life example of the supply-demand mismatch. One public utility in my district described their current backlog of 50 kilovolt amp distribution in transformers. And while they have 28 transformers on hand, they have 208 transformer requests in the next 90 days alone, and they still have 490 units on back order with very unpredictable delivery times. And that's scary. In addition, transformers that substations use to power whole blocks of the grid, the large power transformers, are and have been in critically low supply. These take years to build, cost, I believe, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars to build, require custom designs, and are produced by only a handful of manufacturers. One utility in my district cited 5 years of lead time for one of these. And so, Assistant Secretary Rodriguez, I know that your office is very familiar with the supply chain issues surrounding large power transformers. Utilities have taken upon themselves to develop these solutions in the industry, like sharing spare equipment and lending crews in the midst of unexpected outages. At this time of, I would really call this a crisis, what is DOE doing to help facilitate initiatives like industry sharing, and what plans have you implemented to help us going forward?
Thank you for that question. And as someone who's spent nearly a quarter of a century inside the utility, I share that ethic and that concern that keeping the lights on is the most important mission for the utility industry around this country. So as we work on this, I'm going to expand my answer a little bit, because it's not just my office, it's not just the Department of Energy working on this. We have the National Economic Council, the Department of Labor, Department of Commerce, including the National Institute for Standards and Technology, all of the power associations working with us, and DT manufacturers, and also the manufacturer of the one U.S. manufacturer of grain-oriented electrical steel. We're meeting, we're working together, and we're collaborating, not just coordinating, but collaborating on the solution sets. And I say solution sets because there's no one-size-fits-all answer for this issue. We're going to have to work through it. It's a roll-up-your-sleeves type effort. So one thing we're doing is trying to inform better manufacturer design specification. So right now, as we sit here in this room, one of the things that we uncovered as we were working with utilities around this, because utilities don't all talk to each other at the same time, there are some 80,000 different sets of design specs for distribution transformers. That doesn't make sense. And so the utilities are working with us as we speak. Their engineers are all working together to figure out what things we can bucket to try to allow more interoperability, interchangeability. Those are kind of near-term solutions. We're also designing more flexible large power transformers, and we're also working to help the utilities in their sharing processes We're attacking it hammer and tongs every way we can.
I have like 1 second left. I want to thank you for that and just mention the Defense Production Act, which may be something to call upon, especially once you get this all streamlined in terms of design and flexibility. Thank you. I yield back.